Hello everyone, we're back. We're about to have one more game, which will be... Should I actually fix this to show the names directly? Teams, bam, there we go. We are one versus Custard Crew. So the next matchup we will have for today is also one of the quarterfinals. Another of the quarterfinals of the tournament. The teams have been advancing a lot. They're playing well ahead the days they're supposed to play. This game was supposed to be played tomorrow, but both teams were already ready, so they just decided to play it today. Same like the Tarots versus Vegetable Juice. I think the party is getting created, so we should be ready to start quite soon. Let me just announce that the stream is on. One-minute break. Last round to go to the bathroom and all that jazz. Any moment now. We have all players ready. We're just taking a bathroom break before we start. We will have Your Doomsday, Calpis, and that's Tofu for the side of a Custard Crew. We'll have Temptation, I Dead Inside, and Elusive on the side of We Are One. And I already noticed that the names are the other way around as we enter the draft. Quickly change the names or the order of the names. Should be an interesting matchup. Both these teams have been doing well in the tournament. They won all the games so far. That's why they are in the quarterfinals. And they have ice-skilled tier players in their rosters, from what I checked on the website. Should be an interesting matchup. Looking forward to it. We have a Churnwalker and Ankaban coming out right off the bat. Apparently everyone likes Finn on the side of We Are One. Oh no, that's not We Are One. That's the other side. That's the Custard. Oh, it's okay. Welcome to the chat. It's nice to see you on the other side and not playing. You did well on your lance. You did like 50%. It wasn't like 30% like on the previous game. So well done. Your Doomsday is going for the Finn pick. We have an Arden and Vox combo on the side of... Damn, I should really have the names of the teams ready here so I don't forget to say them correctly. We Are One. Yeah. We are one on the red side and Custard Crew on the blue side. We will have Cruel coming out and a Lorelei. That's going to be a hyper carry build composition for the side of Custard Crew. They're going to hyper protect that Cruel, I guess. Cruel will have a lot of difficulties reaching the backline though. They rounded up the composition with the Sky, and Sky is very good into the Cruel, especially if she is very aggressive early on and doesn't let the Cruel snowball. So let's see how that Sky gets played out by iDead Inside. I think that will be one of the most crucial matchups will be on that jungle. If the Gruul goes into the jungle, because I mean he can go to the lane. I have seen Gruuls being played on lanes, never very conventional, but it has happened. But Lorelei is a better laner than a jungler, in my humble opinion. Here we go, game 1. Now I can show up the team names. Custard Crew on the blue, We Are One on the red. May the best team win, or at least the one who breaks the Vein Crystal first. Let's take a look at builds real quick. I'm curious to see. Yeah, it's a Crystal Sky, so it should be a lane Sky. And Vox will probably go hybrid, but let's see how he builds. Weapon Vox would also work. Crystal Vox would also work, although double CP would not be very advisable, in my humble opinion. The mid Treant was secured by Tentation. That's a very small gold lead right away for the side of We Are One. Let me know on the chat what you guys think. Who do you think is gonna win this matchup based on the players and based on the draft? Let me know your opinions. We can talk about it because there's nothing else to talk about during the early game of 3 vs 3. It's all just farming, pretty much. Tentacion support is holding back this lane a little bit, waiting for Elusive to come by. He was busy double farming with Sky, sharing that experience, trying to reach top levels a bit faster. I'm curious if this Lorelei will go for defensive itemization or more offensive kind of thing. If it's indeed going to be a hyper carry or not. I think the wisest thing to do would be to actually have a standard 2 carry mode and have Lorelei do her fair amount of damage. Going awfully low here, that's indeed first blood with a bad rotation out of Lorelei. Falling prey, easy prey to Elusive there with the Vox. Now it's Doomsday that's going low. He's doing his damage, but Elusive doing so much damage that the Cruel is just dead. And then suddenly it's 2-0 for the side of We Are One. Dominating start from this team, especially thanks to Elusive on this lane, putting down the pressure with all the resonance bounces. A little bit of a jungle invade, as Finn is too low to be able to help out his jungler. And yeah, I'm a lot more confident on We Are One now. This initial pressure early on helps Sky ramp up faster, and she will be able to contest Cruel a bit better. Now doing a little emoji action there for your entertainment pleasure only. Well, for their entertainment pleasure as well, I guess. Just farming. Sky needs to be careful there. Uses a Suri strike to reposition herself. Put some poke damage. Cruel wants a piece of this, but he might be overextending a little bit. Finn tries to help him out, but all of them are so low. When those resonance bounces, they will finish Cruel off. Yes, they will. Spectral Smite not enough to keep him alive, and now it's Sky in trouble. Lorelei manages to pick up the kill. Will she be able to get this Vox as well? Yes, she will. Very dangerous team fight, but they managed to survive and take the win home with them. So, well played there. Thank you, Hangs, for the follow as well. Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you are enjoying the game so far. I'm gonna take this wonderful opportunity to put the names of the heroes on my cheat sheet so I know all the proper names of the skills as they are being used. We have a Finn, Kroll, and Lorelei. Another team fight going on. Elusive distributing the pain with those resonance bounces. Look at the health bars on Lorelei and the Finn. I mean, the Finn is a very good target for those resonance bounces of Vox. Red team wants to put down some pressure on this turret. I don't think the blue team can do much to save this turret. Finn dangerously low is forced to run away. I have to reposition the camera a little bit better. Here comes Cruel trying to scare someone away. Arden was not scared. He dove 2 turrets to get that Finn kill. And he managed to get away. Lorelei wants to get him. She might get more than she was asking for though. As Sky comes out to help her. A bad angle for that Suri Strike though. Is that the Suri Strike? I think the Suri Strike is the repositioning. I could be wrong though. Arden. Let's follow someone, so this is not as boring. The jungle might be stolen away here, but nope. Tentacion is double thinking. Double thinking is life. Needs to get some help from Sky there to get away. Look at the top skirmish. Sorry guys, camera work not very on point right now. I apologize for that. Fountain gets popped, trying to keep that Lorelei alive. Here comes the ultimate death from above. And the Vanguard. Not Vanguard, the Gauntlet. Finishing him off. Everyone from the blue team going dangerously low when Sky wants a piece of this Finn. And it's Vox that picks up the kill. And that's an ace for the side of the red team. They will be able to steal some back camps away from this blue team's jungle. We are one looking very dominant so far. That from above, raining down. Cruel walks right into it, throws a Hell's Heart, but lands on Arden. Nice body block. A little taunt emoji there. To rub the pain in. Put some additional salt on those wounds. You're a Cruel, you can't reach your target. Here you go, have a little dance. Let's take a look at builds real quick. We have Lorelei with the alternating current, so she seems to be going for a straight CP build, not a hyper carry build as I was initially considering. Finn going for the Fountain. You should probably get this Crucible as well sometime soon. And Vox seems to be pure CP right now, but he does have a weapon infusion by some reason. Was that a misclick or was that on purpose to have a little more damage on his basic attacks? Eye Dead Inside finishing the second build. Dragon's Eye. Standard build for Sky. Frostburn and Dragon's Eye. She's probably going to do a Clockwork next. Cruel securing that tree end. Sky wants to do some damage here. Landing that from above. Lorelei is forced to go back. They have the safety of the Crystal Sentry there, protecting them. But not for long. It's about to get taken off. Bye-bye. No more Crystal Sentry. I think it's the first time they take him out. Maybe the second. This is matchup for the quarterfinals of the online champion tournament on North American region, if you just tuned in. The winner of this matchup will go on to face Vegetable Juice on the semi-final. The game we just covered about an hour ago, I guess. Forward Barrage to take this little healing tree ant. And ooh, Lorelei so low, she's just dead. And Cruel can't do anything. Finn tries desperately to do something. Cruel tries to engage, but he's so low, he's forced to back out. And this will be another turret for the side of We Are One. Custard Crew not really being able to do much with this composition. I mean, theoretically it works well. It has a lot of crowd control, but they don't seem to be playing it well, executing it properly. And now the snowball is starting to become real. Nice fish food there, catching Sky. Not enough for the reversal. They need to be careful here with this engage. They are 7k behind on gold. That's a lot of gold. Probels aren't connecting, but they just use that opportunity to run away. I mean, what are you looking for in these engages? You go all the way into your jungle, you land your skill, and then you run away. That's... You shouldn't even have engaged to begin with. What's the point of engaging in your jungle when you have nothing to contest? You're just giving kills away. At this point, you should be turtling up and waiting for the late game. In my humble opinion. I am but a merely EU player. What do I know of playing Vainglory? It's not like I play it for 4 years now. Dominant performance from We Are One so far. Vox getting that Dragon's Eye. I'm wondering if he's going to do a hybrid build or not. Let's take a look. He's going full CP so far. Double CP is a bit weary, but I mean the opponent team is not doing any defensive itemization whatsoever. Well, Cruel has a little bit of shield there. So if they are listening to me, please buy some shield defense. It's important. Your enemy are double CP. You can do this. Just buy shield defense, a lot of it, and wait for the late game. That was your friendly caster announcement of today. Here comes the Gauntlet. Vanguard to give a little more boost speed on Elusive on that Vox, just chunking down this Finn. And the snowball is real. 9k ahead on gold. Now it's actually 10k ahead. 12 minutes in. Forward Barrage doing a little poke damage to that Lorelei. Fish food. Just trolling Tentacion. Some little emojis flying out. That's what you like. Oh my god, she's just so low. She's forced... Lorelei's forced to pop the barrier on herself and now leaves Cruel to die. Nice pull. Force the cord from Finn, but not quite inside base. We Are One doing a lot of pressure here. They're trying to finish up the game, trying to fish for mistakes. I think they only are going to fish for some fish food from this Lorelei. Here we go, fish food on that Sky. She needs to be careful. She tries to reposition to finish Lorelei off. She gets stunned up. Oh, nice body block from Arden there, preventing From Hell's Heart to reaching the intended target of Sky. But he ends up dying. So much damage coming out from Sky. It's just impossible for this team to sustain. And now it's Finn that also dies. Lorelei is left alone. This might be the end of the game. There's a minion wave coming up now. And Lorelei overstays her welcome, is forced to use that barrier on herself to stay alive. Another forward barrage. This guy's so annoying. And Cruel doesn't know what to do. I think they're overextending here. The red team could easily do a reversal, a reverse engage. They're running a little bit out of energy though. So they decide to go back home, do some shopping, and then finish up the game, I guess. Very strong dominant performance on this first game from We Are One. I think they have the game. They should definitely have the game. The Kraken is about to spawn, 30 seconds on the clock. 11k gold lead. It's immense. Unless they start doing a throw, like going 1 versus 3, like Tentacion is doing right here, they should be able to have the game. Vox now arrives. Try to push this lane in. Get some maneuvering room. Maybe bait for a mistake. Bait for a well-placed fish food, perhaps, into Tentacion's ankles. Lorelai's so low with that forward barrage, forcing the fountain. Popped out from Hellsart, flying, but not quite connecting. The ultimate from Arden only catching Cruel out of position, but unfortunately Sky dies, and this will probably be the game now. Forward barrage, hitting that Vein Crystal, and that's game 1 in the favor of We Are One. Well played. A lot of pressure since early on, and that really helps secure a win. I mean, I don't know why they didn't turtle up and just buy a lot of shield. If you just buy a lot of shield, you would be able to stay on these team fights. Instead, they wanted to finish their aggressive itemization. And I think that was a mistake. I honestly think that was a mistake. Kroll was starting to do that defensive shielding, but he wasn't able to be in the team fights. Whenever he would dive into the team fights, he would just be shut off. So very hard. Let's see what we have for the second matchup. Let's wait for our teams to be ready. Apparently there's gonna be a sub coming out, so gonna take a little bit longer. The party is gonna be reformed. And I believe the sub is from the side of Custard Crew, so let's see if that's gonna help them get back into this matchup. They already lost one game. Should take this wonderful opportunity to update the teams and change the names around. Here we go. Yes, your Doomsday is not used to playing 3 versus 3 anymore. It's been so long since 5 versus 5 came out. You already forgot everything. Waiting for the invite. Oh, Kalpis is doing... The other Kalpis account is doing the party, I guess. Yep. He's inviting me. There we go. Should be ready for game 2 now. The sides have already been swapped. Game 2 underway. Let's see if we have Custard Crew doing a comeback or not in this matchup. I mean, the Cruel play wasn't bad. The problem with Cruel was that he was up against 2 ranged heroes. That was mostly the issue with the Cruel pick. So to go against two ranged heroes, you need either a lot of boots on or a lot of sustain just to be able to be glued onto them all the time. You need a very good early game, which is hard to do if you're up against the Sky. So that was the main issue with the Cruel. I think you didn't play Cruel badly. I think it was just it didn't work against your opponent team's composition. In my humble opinion, of course. Let's see, we have Voxban and Ankaban on the second matchup. I'll hide the team name so we see who is selecting. The churn is coming out. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Those chains are gonna hook you and drag you to the dark side. Might have a response with Arden, the original captain support player. I really like Arden as a hero. It's one of my favorite heroes on the game. He's been around for so long and he's so versatile. Varia might come out. Varia indeed. Interesting. So what can We Are One do to counter this Varia? Inara? Is Inara a good counter to Varia? Guess if she snowballs, I guess it can work. Idris. Okay, they were thinking Petal for a second there. I was wondering how the hell will Petal be able to counter Varia? But Idris is more Varia Assassinator friendly, I think. Both weapon and crystal. He has a lot of burst damage.
Swap hero.
I'm not convinced with Inara pick though. I don't like Inara as a hero. I think she's just way too squishy. She never convinced me. Anyway, the team is gonna get rounded up with Alpha. The team from Custard Crew, that is. Alpha can be a good pick. I mean, sometimes she feels too squishy and useless, just not doing enough damage. But if she snowballs early on, she can really pack a punch. So let's see how they play this out. Nice pumpkin head on that Churn Walker. That's really scary.
The battle for the Halcyon Fold has begun.
Does the red team have any hats? You know, you can tell who will win the game by the number of hats that they have. We only have an halo on Varia, so looks a bit dire for Custard Crew right now. Because you can see the halo on Inara and the pumpkin head on the Churn Walker and the pirate hat on Idris, so that's a sure sign that they are the favorites to win this matchup. Oh, nice emoji dance. Thank you, Kalpis. We appreciate that. Blue team wants to have that middle Shriant. They do indeed get it. So nice advantage to team We Are One. They decided to recall all three of them. That was strange in my opinion. I would have rotated up to the lane first, but you know, they are pros. They should know what they're doing. Minion candy gets popped. Help them push out this lane. And time to rotate back down to the middle treant, the second middle treant. Elusive farming away. What a nice minion this is. So juicy. I like my minions deep fried. Covered in minion candy. Churnwalker a bit low, but has two chains up. Meanwhile, we might have a skirmish for this middle tree end down here. Alpha wants to dive onto Inara, but she just gets kicked back. And now all 3 members of We Are One rotate down. They will probably secure this middle tree end. Yeah, Alpha doesn't want to have anything to do with that middle tree end. Farming phase, not much happening. I try to get a cup of my tea without missing first blood in the jungle this time. Yeah, seems I was successful. Just farming some mod, popping some emojis. The good life. So guys in the chat, talk to me. Who do you think is gonna win? Who has the better composition? I mean, clearly We Are One are the favorites here. But do you think Custard Crew has the right composition to deal with this? Yeah, a little skirmish going on here, 2 versus 2. Alpha going a little bit low. Here comes the Idris. Push someone back. Varia is nowhere near, so that's going to be an easy kill. Onto that Alpha, this is going to be the first blood coming out. And now Varia shows up a little bit too late. Culpis with a Vanguard trying to keep her safe. Ends up dying. So bad rotation from the side of Varia. They are costing first blood to their teams. As we are inside the intensified jungle now. It's so dangerous. I like my jungle unintensified, please. Some minions getting wasted here for the side of Custard Crew. They want to put a little bit pressure here, but here comes Idris, and the pressure will just disappear. Respecting the damage output from Idris already. This might be a good opportunity to take a look at builds while we follow this Varia around. We have alternating current and a lot of crystal bits on that Varia. Similar thing on Idris, although he hasn't quite finished. I think he has unlocked the CP path already with all these bits and bops. But he hasn't finished a whole item yet. Inara has a spell sword though. And she's going... trying to contest that healing tree end, but failed. So Alpha will get it in the end. She does steal those potatoes though. Gulp is trying to keep this turret alive. Don't think he's going to be successful. That's indeed first turret going down. Here comes Varia with Anvil's Hammer trying to get the blue team to go away. But nope, they want to re-engage. Alpha with the ultimate trying to catch someone off guard. Misses Inara though. That's going to be deadly. Almost dead. Crucible getting popped, trying to keep everyone alive, but they're falling down like flies. Inara finishing off that Alpha. And Idris trying to finish off Varia, but not quite able to finish her off in the end. I just realized that I forgot to write the names of the heroes. I will do that now. In case I forget the skill name, I will have the reference available. And I know that you guys cared about these details, so I'm sharing them with you. The problem is Inara is not on the tool yet, so I don't know Inara's name, skills, or skill names. I will call it the kick and the twirl. That's gonna be Inara's skill names. The back kick. Kick push. Push kick. I don't know. Anyway, we have another engage coming out. Varia getting caught off guard. Uses her A to get away. Or a B, actually. And they decide to recall back home. Don't know why, because Alpha was full and she didn't buy anything. So why did she recall exactly? They managed to lose a Crystal Sentry in the process though. And I did inside thanks her for that extra healing treant. Stolen away from the enemy jungle. I really like the pumpkin head on the Churnwalker. It's very spooky, very Halloweenish. If it was the clown Churnwalker, it would be even better, I think.
Immense gold payout collected.
Gold miner picked up, increases the lead to 4k gold on the side of We Are One. Custard Crew is getting relegated to their base. Well, still have one turret to keep safe, but with this minion wave, doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Trespass missing there. They will still be able to take out this turret, though. Idris doing some remote damage with that perk unlocked, this CP path. And another Crystal Sentry will get taken out. That's the second. One more to total Sentry elimination. This Alpha just not doing enough damage. They want to engage upon the Churnwalker. But unlike the previous game where the Churnwalker would just disappear, this one lasts a pretty big,
Double kill.
pretty hefty amount of time. It's another ace coming out for the side of We Are One. They're just waiting for that minion wave to get pulled in. They need to take out the choke point turret first. I don't know where Churn is going. I think he thought the choke point turret was already gone and he wanted to put the aggro on the one of the base turrets. And then once he realized it, he just recalled home to recover. The game seems definitely in favor of We Are One. They haven't even suffered a kill yet. And they are well ahead in terms of gold. 8k gold ahead. Reaching the 10-minute mark. 5 more minutes to go until we have a Kraken on the Halcyon Fold. And the red team seems a bit lost. I mean, they're waiting for Varia to come fully online. But the Alpha needs to be doing some damage as well. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to sustain. And the Alpha is a purely defensive itemization so far. So they're really going for a hyper carry build kind of thing. They almost got Inara there, but not quite enough damage. And Varia ended up dying in the end, so no more damage dealing heroes on their side. Churnwalker tanking this turret. They will be able to take the turret. Alpha not be able to do much. Trying to scare Tentacion away. Not really doing enough. That was the second turret. Anvil's Hammer gonna rain down, doing some damage. Will that be enough to keep this Vein Crystal intact? Idris wants a piece of it. Tentacion wants a piece of it. And indeed, the crystal is shattered. The game is over. The series is over. Congratulations, We Are One. You go on to face Vegetable Juice. I don't know if that game is going to come up next or not. I think they will have to confirm. We will go to this screen while we wait. Wrong click. This, yeah. Or this screen, rather. Okay, so let's take a look at the grid. So yeah, we just played out this match. We are 1-1 against the Custard Crew. We already knew the winner between the Tauros and Vegetable Juice. So now it's left to know if will they play Vegetable Juice now or not. Try and ask them. Okay, we're waiting to see apparently. Tsuki, get in touch with the captain and figure it out. So we might have vegetable juice versus we are one already today. Just waiting for confirmation. I mean, they won. They're in a row. We should go for it. Otherwise, I need to find other games to play, and I think we might have a couple from the losers bracket that are gonna happen soon that we can check. Drink some more tea while I'm waiting. Sugi's online now on the game. Let's see. And now he's offline in the game, so we don't see. Five, 10 minutes apparently. People saying on the chat. Okay, so it should be 5-10 minutes. I guess we will leave the stream on. No use shutting it off and turning it back on in a little while longer. I'm going to check other games that might be coming up. Should probably do this and change the name of the teams to We Are One versus Vegetable Juice. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna also check other games from the losers bracket that might get queued up after this one, so that we might have a lengthier stream. Take this wonderful opportunity to do a bathroom check. But 5-10 minutes, we should be underway. Don't go anywhere. Elusive is playing a blitz match while they wait for their other guy to show up. Okay, guys, I'm back from bathroom break, but we're still waiting on the team. Should be 5 more minutes, so hang in there. Meanwhile, if we have anyone from the losers bracket who will have games today, please let me know the time so I can set up. Just waiting. It's the waiting game. Thanks for the follow, Left Specters. Hope you had a good stream, man. Oh, 38 viewers. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sending the love back after the previous raid. If you guys just joined, we are covering the online champion tournament. 3 versus 3 North American region. And we have one of the semi-finals coming up next in about 5 minutes between teams We Are One and teams Vegetable Juice. Both of them are tier 10 silver, tier 10 gold players, so it should be a very cool matchup. So stick around for a few more minutes for that. Don't have a giveaway, unfortunately, Kenji. Sorry about that. I'm not officially a Vainglory caster, part of their thing, so I don't have eyes to give away. I applied to them, but they never replied to me, so I'm sorry. No eyes for you. The teams that are playing the tournament will get ice, however. They will get... Let me take a look at the stats. Info... Well, the total ice you can see on screen is already 14,400. I don't know how it will be distributed. I'm not quite sure. Well, I guess most of it will go for the first player. Or the first placed team. Waiting for one member from We Are One to arrive. Apparently he was not home. He's making his way. Should be around in the next few minutes. They said 5 to 10 minutes over 5 minutes ago, so it should be soon. I can show you guys the bracket while we wait, I guess. This is the game bracket, as you can see. We had the Tarots versus Vegetable Juice earlier on today. The Vegetable Juice won that one. And we just covered a few minutes ago We Are One versus Custard Crew. And we are won that one, so we are waiting for this game, which would be scheduled to happen in 4 days time, but or 3 days time. But both teams are around, so they decided to just play it now instead of waiting for it. Lower in the bracket, we have Hard Betrayal against Fugly Wugglies. We covered that game yesterday. Fugly Wugglies won. It's a team mostly composed of guys from the Hammers Esports crew. Bad Intentions versus the big group. I hadn't had a chance to cover any of those teams. I have no clue how good they are. And on the losers bracket, we can see some action going on as well. Yuri Yuri versus Asymmetric Gaming. Blab Blab Crew is waiting for whoever wins between Elephant and DG2 Toxic. And Lolly Anti versus Sinceros was supposed to happen in 1 hour from now, but I just heard that Sinceros VG was forfeiting. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Waiting to confirm that. Otherwise, I will cover that matchup. Bilial Gaming versus Team Token. Bilial Gaming was looking for Team Token's captain to set up the match date. I don't know if they reached an agreement already or if they even showed up already. And these other two teams, I don't know. I guess the Saffron Tigers are doing good in the tournament so far. So yeah, we are waiting. We are waiting. Couple more minutes. Should be soon. I would put on a clock, but I have no clue how long it will actually take. If it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if it's 15 minutes. Should be soon. So yeah, stay tuned. And we will start the game soon. Seems like that inside is gonna check with the missing player from We Are One. See if he's really arriving soon or not. But hopefully we will have the game. So hang tight, guys. Apparently, players are ready, so we should have a game starting soon. Just figuring out who's going to invite who. Soon. Very soon, very soon, very soon. Players are joining already. Party is about to get created. We go. Invitation done. Invites are coming in, so we should be able to start any moment now. Missing one person from the side of vegetable juice now, actually. Should be the other way around. We'll have Elusive iBang and iDead inside from the side of We Are One. And we have Tsuki and Planks, and we're missing a third player from the side of vegetable juice. I'm gonna swap the team names real quick, because apparently vegetable juice is on A side this first matchup. Just a second. Just a second. So yeah, apparently they're not completely ready. They're still missing players. Should be arriving soon. 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 Who is missing from vegetable juice? Who is their third player? Was it Fez, I think it was called. It's any moment now. Any moment. You have to believe me. Just waiting for one player. One single player that delays the entire scheme. Fez, here we go. Should be ready for the draft now. Let's go, let's go! Vegetable Juice versus VR1. He hit the start button, finding a match, and here we go! We have... What the hell am I showing? Because... Okay, yeah, this is what I'm showing. Vegetable Juice versus VR1. The draft starts off with a ban on Vox. Let's see if Anka gets banned or if Churnwalker gets banned. Decisions. I would personally ban the Churn and do a draft to counter the Anka. But that's me. Thank you, Geofrozy, for the follow. I appreciate that. Here we go. And Anka is gonna come out from the side of Tsuki. They're falling into the bait. And now we have an Arden. And I would round it up with a Baptiste if I was you. Nope, they go for Idris instead. How are you going to counter an... well, okay, Arden is okay against an Anka. Silvernail will be a good pick against an Anka as well, but which is a good pick to go on the side of Vegetable Juice to deny the counter. And they're going with the damn Lance again. Why always the Lance? Tsuki, we already know that your Lance is not as good as your Yates. I gave you the pro tip during the chat. Why aren't you following the pro tip? Yes, this is the first game. Geofrozen. Okay, Geofrozen. This is the first game of the matchup of the semifinals of Online Champion Tournament. NA 3 versus 3. And the composition rounded up with an Alpha. Really? An Alpha against an Anka? I mean, I guess it can work. That wouldn't be my first pick though. But I'm curious how they will... Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you guys do in North America. In Europe, we use Baptiste to counter Anka. And it's very effective. So when I don't see a Baptiste here, I feel a bit weary. But let's see how they play it out. Maybe I'll learn something today. I'll learn how to counter Anka without a Baptiste. I'm up for learning new stuff.
The battle for the Halcyon Fold has begun.
Hopefully moving the camera while I do that. Maybe following a hero is a lot easier than moving the camera. Let's just do that. Turn on the team's names while we're at it. Line them up a bit better. Can I have an emoji, Tsuki, please? I would like an emoji, if you will. A little dance, perhaps. Perchance. Arden with a sneaky steal attempt. I usually do that with my Arden as well. Because it's so easy with the Blood for Blood to get an easy steal on this and then just pop the boots, get away. Or distract the opponent team enough that will give time for your teammates to get the middle tree end. Didn't have a chance to steal anything though. And Lance tried to contest the enemy jungle as well. Arden a bit out of position to challenge this middle tree end here. It will probably go for the side of blue team. It goes indeed. Early game advantage for this blue team. In NA, top players like Alpha into Anka. Okay, let's see if that works out. Well, I guess it sort of works. I mean, Alpha is a bit tanky. She can sustain a lot of damage and do the reboot and stuff. She stays so much longer in the team fight that it might be long enough to actually kill Anka. We'll see. I'm curious to see how they play her. Some vision line now. Oh, nice impale, Tsuki. Well done. Elusive dangerously low. Manages to stay alive. Blanks also is forced to pop the flask against Ibang there. So You're so aggressive. Everyone's so aggressive right now. You have to chill, man. It's early game. It's 2 minutes in. Don't need to be so aggressive. Might have a little challenge going on here for the middle treant. Let's see how this Anka fares against the Alpha. Although Tsuki came in to mess things up. iBank wants to boot him in the ass as well. So no first blood. No first blood so far. Curious on what builds we will be seeing from this Idris. If it will be standard crystal build or if it will be a hybrid build. Right now he seems to be focusing on crystal bits, trying to unlock his CP path first. Divergent path. Silver Nail is just chunking away. These little minions. Chunk, ka-chunk. Ka-chunk. A little bit of a skirmish down here. Anka tries to get this middle treant. Alpha is there to counter it. Slam against the wall. Secures that middle treant for Fez. Here comes Alpha onto Anka now. To put down the pain. Ooh, so much damage from Anka already. So early in the game, but those blades really doing a lot of damage. Dance the blades, you shouldn't dance with them. That's bad for you. Yeah, it's probably hybrid. I mean, it would make sense if it would be hybrid. Build on Idris, for those who are not reading the chat. You should contextualize things properly. Jungle has intensified. We have a gold miner on the Halcyon Fold now. And a shop in the mid as well. Where Anka should meet Alpha again. No, they just decide to farm. Let's take a look at the top lane instead. Some little silence there to annoy Idris. Tripwire going down. And CP path seems to already be unlocked for Idris. Yeah, the full teams here on the lane, putting down some pressure on this early turrets. Chakra flying out, blood for blood flying out. Just some poke damage on that turret. Anka using her Shimmer Blade, but doesn't want to dive, which is smart. Shouldn't dive 1 versus 3. I hear it's bad for your health, and vegetable juice is usually good for you, not bad for you, so drink it carefully. Double team jungle rotation here to make sure they scale up faster. iBang is left alone, trading blows with Tsuki. A battle of attrition. Impale missing. Seitsuki, what did I tell you? Yates, man, pick Yates, don't pick Lance. I mean, Lance is good with Githian walls, but you can have stuns on Yates as well. You don't necessarily need those Githian walls. We have another engage here. Sylvanay going dangerously low. Fountain gets popped to keep him alive. Ultimate from Anka doing ton of damage to that Arden. Githian wall against the wall. Double man. And now it's this turret from the red team that's in danger. Little Vanguard to keep Alpha in check. She still has a reboot though. She's trying to get a piece of Anka, but the Githian wall slams her again. And the Mortal Wound gets her into reboot mode. Now the blue team will rotate back down. Ooh, that Prime Directive from Alpha would have done a lot of damage to those very squishy targets. Blue team is on the run, and Alpha wants a piece of them. Will they try to use the Prime Directive? Ooh, a little bit too late. Nice prediction, but took a little too long to try it out. Maybe she was waiting for the cooldown. She would have gotten a kill, maybe 2 out of that, if she had landed that Prime Directive, though. Hard to say who has advantage here so far. 2k gold lead for the blue team, but on those team fights that we just saw, they were sent a bit on the run. Those Githian walls doing a lot of damage, and they did get the turret, but they feel so squishy. Both the Silver Nail and the Anka need a few more items to really be online. I mean, Silver Nail is supposed to be a sustain hero, according to the news. So it takes a little while longer to get online. You need that Serpent's Mask going, that Breaking Point going. Maybe a Tension Bow. Maybe a Spell Sword. Sorrow Blade. Anything goes well with Serpent's Mask, really. Now Tsuki overextending. He likes to overextend. Just play mind games with the enemy team. He has a double halo on his head. The halo from the skin and the halo from the hat. So they have a little bit of an advantage here. Halo means wins. And all 3 members from all teams have hats. But since Tsuki has that double halo, he manages to land this impale. But Fez, he doesn't really like those hits that he's been getting. He gets so low so fast. I think that was the chakra that flied out and chunked that piece out of him. Because it wasn't Alpha. Alpha doesn't reach that far. She would have dove in. Comes Tsuki with a roll and a hit. Blank's cleaning up that lane. Going to shop. Guess it's a nice opportunity to take a look at builds. I hope they don't engage. Of course, they do seem to be going for the engage. Scouting out an overextended Tsuki once again. Tsuki does love... Oh, a triple man Githian wall. Such trollness. Let's take a look at builds. Blank's going for the Sorrow Blade and the Tornado Trigger. Anka only has Spellfire online so far. She needs some cooldown, I think, to be able to do a little more damage a little more often. Elusive seems to be going for the hybrid build indeed. He's starting to get a few weapon items on. And this Alpha only with a Spell Sword so far. So she's falling a bit behind from the opponent team. Tsuki now starting this gold miner might be a little bit risky. But Blanks has some nice crowd control there going. With those tripwires. Can Alpha Prime Directive over it? No, they don't dare, or they don't have the vision. Now they have the vision. Will Alpha Prime Directive into it now. And get slammed with a Githian wall. There she goes. And there she goes, slammed with a Githian wall. And now do they focus on the gold miner or on Alpha? Decisions. Meanwhile, a gauntlet gets popped in the top. Blanks is in a bad spot. He ends up dying. And the gold went for the red team. So Alpha did her job. So the risky move from Vegetable Juice not really paying off here. And they lose the Crystal Sentry because of that. Well, yeah, some people do Anka with a complete burst, like Shatterglass on it, and I mean both work. Both work. If you want more burst, you definitely need a Shatterglass in there somewhere, and a Broken Myth helps. But I mean, with the new meta, Broken Myth isn't really that useful because most people don't do shield defense. I mean, it's useful if you want to chunk away at the natural shield that they have. But it's not as useful as if the enemy team actually built shields. At least on one of the last streams, developer streams that they did on SEMC talking about the new meta, they were talking that broken myth should only be used when the team actually builds a shield, or that was the intent behind the item. Not really as a typical standalone build that you should really wait for the enemy team to do some shield before buying it, otherwise you wouldn't be getting the full money worth out of the item. But I don't know, I mean, it still works, it still does a lot of damage. In EU, seen Aftershock, in NA you all like damage. I don't know, I haven't seen that many NA games, only the stuff from VPL. We like the cooldowns on our Anka to do a lot more poke with those dancing blades and dive in and dive out really fast. So we tend to prioritize Aftershock, even Clockwork as well. I've seen some people do Clockwork on Anka as well. Not sure if Clockwork with the new meta is as good as it used to be, because it doesn't do that extra little bit of CP damage. I think Silvernail is a little bit overextended here. Elusive wants to catch him off guard, 1 versus 1. Let's see who has the better build. It seems that Idris has it. Yes, he does. He gets slammed against the wall though, but not enough to die. Here comes the Gauntlet to take another kill. And suddenly the red team is in the lead on this game. Bad position there from Silvernail, overextending, trying to push that lane in.
Immense gold payout collected.
And now there will be 3k gold behind, thanks to that misplay from Silvernail. It wasn't like a crucial misplay, it was just slight out of position, but the red team was so fast to capitalize on it. Fusion gets popped. We might have... Look at the speed attack of Blanks now on those basic attacks. It's gonna do a ton of damage, especially if he stutter steps properly. That's gonna be huge. So we're gonna have some very interesting team fights later on in this game. It's already so... I mean, only 4 kills and it's already almost 15 minutes. The Kraken is about to spawn. Let's take a look at builds real quick. I don't think they will do an engage here, although Tsuki might go for it. He's crazy enough to do it. He goes 1 versus 3 all the time. Silvernail rounding up with that bone saw. Try to be a little precautious, but the Alpha indeed does have some armor on her. So I guess the main play of the Alpha here is going on top of Silvernail and not actually Anka. That's gonna be interesting. Interesting stuff. I don't think I like that Serpent's Mask on Idris. I think I would have preferred to see a Poison Shiv there, just for the Mortal Wounds. But that's me, because I think you need Mortal Wounds against Silvernail. Otherwise he's gonna sustain too much. Although Silvernail didn't get Serpent's Mask on this build, so let's see who gets the Kraken. Dive in, and it goes for the red team. Now a team fight breaks out. The Gauntlet gets popped. 3-man Giffian wall. The boots get popped to go to safety. Tsuki is forced to pop the fountain there. Ida inside dangerously low. Manages to kill Silvernail first though, and now only Anka left alive. This Anka does a lot of damage, but is just not able to stay well positioned on those team fights. She's too afraid of getting wiped out. Might do a little bit of poking here with the Dancing Blades and misses completely the target. And now has nothing to hit the Kraken with. Will we have one more team fight here? Silvernail trying to some CC to have room to hit the Kraken. Nice Giffian wall onto 2 people. Alpha dangerously close to her reboot. Impale missing from Tsuki, sadly enough. And but he wants more. He's going on the pursuit. The teammates aren't there, but he is, and that's what matters. That would be a nice opportunity for the red team to counter-engage, but they think that the entire blue team is right there behind him. So they just decide to run away. Now Idris wants to re-engage. Arden just zoning out, buying some flares. And Tsuki in a bad position once again. He a bit more than he could chew. And now he's put his teammates in a very bad position. Silvernail's forced to run for his life. And I don't know if the red team doesn't have enough damage to actually get one of these turrets. Probably not. They're gonna focus just on the crystal sentry. And now rotate back down. Maybe clear up some of this vision. Yep. I don't know how the Alpha saw that one there. There was no vision from their side. How the hell did he see that? Yeah, I realize the Serpent's Mask is to get the weapon perk, but if he got the Poison Shiv, it would also work. And he would be giving out mortal wounds, which I think, in my humble opinion, that it would be more useful for the team fights in general. But I mean, both work. You have more sustain with Serpent's Mask. That's true. Both teams waiting out. They want to have full builds before doing another engage. Waiting for the Kraken. Vegetable Juice needs to be careful here. They can't afford to have another mistake like Tsuki overextending like he did well before. Flares popping up. Will we have a Prime Directive dive? Not yet. Just a standard dive. Stunned up against the wall. Here comes Idris. The nice gauntlet there. Ultimate from Anka tried to get away. Pushback from Silvernail. Not quite enough to finish off that Alpha. And the blue team in a very bad position. 2 kills already down, and now Tsuki only member remaining of this blue team. Will he able to get away? No, he won't. It's a ridiculous ace just in time for the Kraken, and this might be a game 1 going for the side of We Are One on this push with the Kraken. She is unleashed. Turret goes down in a jiffy. I think this Zanka is just too careful. She should be diving more, getting in and out. But I don't know, maybe that's the EU style of play and it doesn't really work on NA. Nice Prime Directive now, and Alpha dives up into the north trying to get Idris, not really doing much damage. Suki in a bad position here. And Fez is forced to pop the boots. Alpha going over into the turret to round up that Alpha, that Anka. And it seems that the game is over. Both teams are realizing that the Vein Crystal is dead. Kraken was still pretty much full health. And without full team on, it's GG for the side of... well, for both sides. But Vegetable Juice loses this first matchup. So it's 1-0 for We Are One. Let me switch up the names as the teams get ready for the second game. We Are One 1 and Vegetable Juice 0. It's a very close matchup though, but I wasn't convinced. I think the Anka was misplayed in my humble opinion. I think they could have played that one better, be more... put some defensive itemizations on her and dive in and get out. We see people doing that a lot when they can't... They know that their Anka is too squishy, so they just use the A, dive in, throw the blades, and use the ultimate to get out. And they just do enough damage that the carry then will try to pick up something out of that. And the only way you can counter that is if you have some good crowd control on the enemy side. And that's when you need the Baptiste. And on this side they didn't have the Baptiste. So it was strange. I don't know why they didn't win that one. They should have played better, in my opinion. Anyways, we're off to game 2. Let's see what Vegetable Juice can do. The draft is underway. Actually, we have a black screen. I hope the draft shows up afterwards. Nope, I only have a black screen. Guess the game is bugged out. Have to wait for the draft to finish. And then we will see what they have on the draft. This has happened before, so I know that this is normal. When I was doing the tournament in Europe, I had this issue as well. Just a black screen during the draft phase. And then you see the game afterwards. So we just have to wait a couple of minutes. I can show you the black screen while we wait though. I mean, I know you guys like black screens. Who doesn't, right? Here we go. You see the ban? I would think they would ban something else. Don't you guys agree? I mean, considering what happened the previous game, you should have better bans in mind. And that Churn Walker. I don't know what they're doing with it. Just wait and see for the draft to end so we can actually take a look at the game again. Any second now. Any moment now. Attention Bow got nerfed, but it still does a lot of damage. It was just nerfed enough to the point that it's not worth getting for every single weapon build that you do. But it's still very useful, especially late game, and especially if the team opponents or the opponent team has armor items on them. Bonesaw is better if you also want the attack speed, I guess. So especially for ranged or sustain heroes, melee sustain heroes it's really good. But overall, Tension Bow, I would have to agree that Tension Bow is still one of the best items in the game right now. Well, we're still waiting for the draft to end. I just hope that it actually goes into the game. Although I had this doubt on the previous tournament as well. Like, I was waiting, wondering if we would go into the game or not after the draft phase, and it did just go into the game. So I'm fairly confident. I'm 65% confident that we'll go into the game. Otherwise, I restart the application and we should go directly into the game. But it should go in. I mean, last time it happened, we went directly into the game. So we just have to wait for people to finish up the bans and picks. They're already in the game? Are you sure? Come on. Come on. I mean, just because it's red doesn't mean that they are in the red. Just because it's red on Vainglory doesn't mean that they're already playing. It could still be loading or something. Four minutes long and playing Idris. Oh shit. Well, let's try the other thing. I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna log back in, and hopefully we will be in the match. I hope. Okay, I closed it. Let's open it again. Bang. Loading. Connecting. Loading. And we're in the game. Okay, well, that sort of worked out in the end. We missed the first blood though. It went for the side of vegetable juice, apparently. So nice recovery, early game. So let's take a look at the draft that they had. They have Inara, Idris, and Churnwalker against Lorelei, Vox, and Lance. But now Lance is being played by Fez, so it's going to be sort of a hyper carry build, trying to push Vox in. It can work. Shall we take a look at builds to see who is building what? Or shall we take a look at this jungle invade that Fez is about to do? Trying to impale I dead inside. Are you already dead? You don't mind an impale, do you? Or a Giffian wall? There you go. He jumps into that healing tree, Anto. Tries to get the steal. Doesn't get it. It's forced to pop the bloods. Oh, nice diversion there. Now pops the flask. She might get away here. Maybe jump into the healing tree Ant. Yeah, and steal it. Nice Inara play going, but not enough. And Faz misses that impale over the wall. But nice Inara play there, securing her own jungle. Wish that was on the opponent team's jungle though. That would have been a bit better. Let's take a look at builds real quick. While we focus on Idris, it seems we have a CP Idris, at least to begin with. And Blanks might go for the hybrid build as well. We've seen a lot of hybrid builds on Vox, they do work. Inara going for full weapon. And Fez will also be weapon. I hope Fez will do some defensive itemizations as well though. I would much rather see hyper carry build on that Vox than just a damage lance, because otherwise it's going to be too squishy for the Idris, especially with the Churnwalker. Churnwalker distributes damage so much that you really want to not be squishy. Blanks got a little of a disconnect there, maybe. He's a pirate staring at minions, so I guess he is. I hope the blue team will respect it, and hope he comes back soon. Fez, meanwhile, is a bit overextended. Fish food badly placed there. Or, well, Tsuki only cares about laning, I guess. Not really. I-bang, putting the chains in. But blue team respecting the disconnect. Good sportsmanship there. The red team does not respect. They will take the opportunity to do some poke damage on that turret. It's already halfway into his health bar. Fish food, biting the ankles of Idris. And if this box doesn't come back soon, we are in a very bad position. And when I say we, I say vegetable juice fans. And you might ask yourself, why am I a vegetable juice fan? Because it's healthy. Vegetable juice is healthy for you. And they miss so many impales, you have to be a fan. Even Fez misses the impales. I've seen Fez play Lance before, and he played a lot better in the impale department than Tsuki was playing. But apparently not today, or not tonight. Well, I guess we can... Only thing we can do is wait for Vox to come back online. Keep following the game. Check out the builds. Poison Shiv already coming online on the side of Vox. The Dragon's Eye on the side of Idris. Vox is back. That's good. Might have a competitive game after all. Tsuki with a nice fish food there. Fez a bit overextending. It's a very nasty basic attack there. Gets stunned up by the trespass though. Inara wants a piece of them. Throws 2 into the wall. Suki with a fish food defensively there. People in the chat are still discussing the merit of Bone Saw versus Tension Bow. You can agree to disagree, guys. You don't have to both be right, you know. You can have a difference of opinions. Blank's trying to recover from those disconnected times, pushing down some lanes, but I think is way back behind. Let's take a look at builds real quick, just see how much behind he is right now. He has both Poison Shift and Alternating Current. What? How the hell is he actually ahead? He's ahead in gold of Idris, and he was disconnected for like 2 minutes, maybe 3. How the hell is that possible? And I mean, Elusive is not a bad player. How the hell did he miss so much farm? Or was it just the kills? No, both kills were on blanks, so I guess that explains it, okay. The gold difference comes from the kills. Here comes Fez! Over the wall! Fish food connecting, and he introduces his ultimate to escape. Inara wants a re-engage, but Blanks has that barrier, the trespass, catching him and stunning him up though. But they're still okay. Elusive on the other hand is forced to port back home, and I don't know if Churnwalker and Inara can save this turret. I think it's pretty much dead. Fez missing another impale. There's a recurring theme on Vegetable Juice of missing impales. I mean, I'm no pro Lance player. I miss a lot of impales myself, but these guys are supposed to be tier 10 silver, tier 10 gold. I think you're not supposed to miss half of your impales. In my humble opinion, of course. Let's take a look at who just followed us. It was Iota. Thank you, Iota, for the follow. Welcome to the chat, man. Hope you are enjoying this matchup. The semi-final of the Online Champion NA tournament. Faz is a bit overextending there. Fez is VG gold in 5 vs 5. Apparently he doesn't play Lance in 5 vs 5 very often. Just saying. Nah, I'm just trolling. I know that it's hard to land impales on when you're playing Lance. I'm just trolling the guys. I know they're good sports. They don't mind me trolling them on the stream. Now it seems that iBang was one disconnected, or is he just waiting for that lane to get pushed? He's just waiting, I guess. The advantage is on the side of Vegetable Juice, though, which is good for the game. I mean, we want a close matchup. We don't want an easy series win for the side of VR1. Nice impale now connecting onto iBang. The Churnwalker suffering the pain of the Lance. And the Lorelei. And the Vox. And now the impale missing, of course. And the, the fish food also missing. When you give them a compliment, they start missing stuff. Fountain gets forced out of Churnwalker there. And the red team feels like they did their job, so they rotate back down to shop. Gonna get themselves some little trinkets, maybe a gold miner. For that chain I always wanted. To show that you're real OG. Churnwalker putting down some chains, he wants to have a chance at this gold miner. Chain also onto Blanks. Trespass blocking out Blanks for a little bit. Oh, they do steal the gold miner. Nice steal from Inara there. Idris might be a little bit out of position. No, he's not. A nice play by by We Are One there. They split their efforts contesting the gold miner and pushing the turret, and they got win on both sides of the front. Both sides of the front. They have two fronts. I guess you can have two fronts in a battle. You have the front and the back front. Or in this case, the jungle front and the lane front. I'm a very double-fronted person. I take two fronts all the time. Not many kills so far on this game though. Only 2, and both of them for that blanks Vox. Fez might be overextending a little bit here. He rolls and hits that Inara in the face. All your potatoes are belong to us, says Idris and Inara. With those pirate hats. I am affronted. Fish food. Stunning up Elusive there. Not doing that much damage. Tsuki is a support. Fez with a nice impale there, but the Crucible coming out. And now the boots get popped. And We Are One is on the run. The running front. That's the front they are on right now. But the game seems very close together. Even blue team with that gold miner and turret even got ahead in terms of gold now. Fez a bit overextended there. Tsuki with a fish food, but not quite missing, not quite connecting. Blanks will recall, maybe get some more items on his belt. While this lane pushes, Tsuki with a nice fish food there, just for show. Not really doing anything in terms of final game. And this gold miner starting up. Just getting started up. Tsuki might want to contest that. Fish food! He does go to the side of the blue team. Idris got the last hit. Some nice Halcyon Charger boots on Vox now. And make sure he doesn't run out of energy. Trespass coming out, stunning 2 members. And Inara now trying to finish someone off. Shield on Vox will make sure that it's not him that goes down. And the ultimate from Idris keeps him alive, but the hit from that lance just hurts so much. And now this is the Churnwalker that's out of position. Nice turnaround on this team fight there. It seemed almost dead, but that barrier really helping out both teammates to stay alive. Oh, a kick there, avoiding the impale. And now we have a Kraken on the Alcyon Fold. Blank's gonna help Fez get that healing treant, apparently. Thought he was gonna steal it, but did not. He was nice. Fez was lower in health. Decided to leave it for him. Reaching the critical part of this game, this Kraken fight should decide who has the clear lead on this matchup so far. Right now, 2k gold lead for the side of We Are One. I remember you guys that they have won the first game, so Vegetable Juice needs to win this matchup or they will be thrown into the losers bracket of this tournament. Both teams respecting each other. Nice fish food there, catching 2 people out of position. Fez wants a piece of someone. He ends up biting that clown with the tip of his lance. Gets pulled in now. Boots getting popped, but Lance gets caught up on that trespass. Now the barrier comes out trying to keep him alive. The red team in a very bad place. Vox trying to lay down that hurt. It does work out in the end. He managed to kill Idris. And now Inara is on the run. Fez wants to land an impale. Can he get it? Nope. Reflex block gets popped. Fish food misses. A Blanks takes out some Healing Tree Ants while he's at it. Inara wanted to finish up Fez, but missed. Or died before she connected. But the red team is a bit low. Should they really be starting this Kraken? I mean, the Churn can still come down and contest it. And if he distributes the pain onto that lance, they might be in trouble. There's one chain up. Blanks wants to throw him out. Fez overextended there. Who will get this Kraken? It was unleashed for the red team. Fez dangerously low though. Blanks as well, but manages to dodge that chakra. And now the boots get popped for them to be able to get away. Fez wants to re-engage though. And the barrier helps him stay alive. Idris dangerously low, uses his ultimate, still gets away, manages to get a kill out of it as well. And now Tsuki is the one dying. And that's an ace. And they won't be able to keep up with this Kraken push. Let's see if this Kraken can even make a dent on this turret. Yeah, the range on the Churnwalker chains is just insane. Especially when you maximize it. I think it has an extra bit of length. The Kraken did do a little bit of damage on this turret, but not enough to give a clear lead to Vegetable Juice. Both teams very close together. We Are One is actually in front for 4k gold. This Kraken takedown increasing their gold lead. Yeah, Elusive played well. The ultimate was very on time. Clutch play. See what Vegetable Juice can do to turn this around. Putting down some vision. But it seems Vox wants to go back home. Do some shopping. Inara gets an infusion of her own. Vox, I guess, is waiting. He got the Broken Myth. Let's take a look at builds real quick before we have another engage. We have the hybrid build on both Vox and Idris. Idris going for that Serpent's Mask to unlock the Divergent Path of Weapons as well. I still prefer Poison Ship, but that's me. Fez indeed going for a hyper carry support kind of thing. Only one attack. Well, he has Aftershock as well. So he does a little bit of damage, but also has some sustainability on him. Especially the boots will help reposition Vox for those team fights. So very interesting matchup. Let's see how these teams will play this out. Next Kraken should be spawning sometime soon. Flares giving some vision there. Red team rotating back up to support this Vox. Idris wants to put down the pain. Blanks is forced to go back. He's going to recall even. Maybe get something else. Maybe an infusion. Still has one though. Oh, he just went sightseeing. He was missing home. Here comes the Kraken. Cranker number 2 on this game number 2. Roll around the wall from Fez. Keeps him well in position for this next team fight. Suki overextending a little bit. He wants to make sure that the teammate has a good position for the team fight. Not really catching someone from the blue team though. Let's see if we have another engage coming out here. Chain is already onto Tsuki. She gets pulled in. Idris doing down the pain. Fish food there. Team fight got a bit split up as Idris went to this top lane, tried to put some pressure onto this lane, forcing the rotation out of the red team to deal with this lane. Could that be an opening to start off the Kraken? I don't think they will there, but they will get better position in this jungle. Fish food missing. Here comes the engage. Chakra not really hitting as he wished it would. Chain missing. Chain connecting, but gets lost anyways. Some more poke damage onto this turret. Nice fish food there, catching 2 people off guard. But both teams very respecting each other. And the blue team could go for the Kraken now. I mean, they saw the callbacks. But they don't dare. Do they? Do they? Yeah, they're starting now. Now it's a bit too late. Now the red team is already coming back. Might be a good bait, though, to force a team fight. The vision is there. They want to overextend. Idris goes back up. Deal with this lane. Both teams respecting each other so much. They know that the next team fight could be very troublesome. Idris very low, getting a bit caught out of position. The fish food not really connecting with anyone, though. And now it's the blue team that's on the run. Ibank stays behind to zone out the competition. Another flare gets used. Another chain gets thrown. Fish food not connecting anyone. Both teams very scared of doing an engage here. Fez gets caught out of position, uses the rollback, is forced to use the Crucible to escape that trespass. What a mess of a team fight. Now, Idris is the target, going very low mortal wounds, not enough. The fountain gets popped to keep him alive. And now the red team should force an engage here, or go for the Kraken. Instead, they decide to farm up. Everyone is waiting for a full build. I don't know. I don't know what these teams are waiting for. Waiting for a mistake? They might be waiting a very long time. I mean, both of these teams are pro. They don't really make mistakes. Inara still has some more itemization to do before she's full built. And some defensive items are coming out from Lance and Lorelei. Those are the only heroes that are still doing their builds. Infusions are out. Everything's ready for a team fight. We're just missing the players attacking each other. The Kraken is here. The Kraken is waiting. Come on, attack me, she's saying. Might have an engage here. Water pool being set out to fish food catching Idris. I mean, both teams know that if they lose their carry, they lose the matchup. So both of them are protecting their carries, Vox and Idris respectively. And no one dares go for the Kraken. They know that the other team might be just around the corner to take it. They don't try to set up a trap, engage either. So they're just waiting for a mistake. Could this Ibang out of position be the mistake they were looking for? Nope. They don't dare get in the range of that Crystal Sentry. Oh, fuck you, Shinomoon. That was rude of you. You talk shit on the casting game, then. Red team on the run now. Both of them really low. See who's got. See, now I'm all psyched out because Shinomu was talking shit about me. Now I can't even cast properly. This is what you get. Now you get this awesome team fight and I can't cast properly. See what you did there?
Double kill.
They do get a double kill in the end. They might start to crack and they might be risky though, because Ayabang is still up and kicking. They are going for the Kraken indeed though. And I'm gonna take a little break just to ban this asshole from my channel. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right with you. There you go. Have a ban, Shinomoon. Enjoy it. The Kraken goes for the side of the red team, though. A nice impale there onto a Churnwalker that was trying to steal it or zoning it out. And that's an ace. That might be a bit risky, although the timers are a bit low. Idris is already coming back up. I think this might not be the last team fight. They might still be able to secure this Kraken push. We'll have to see. Choke point turret going down. No one wants to overextend on this team fight here. Nice fish food there. Going for the bottom turret first. Tsuki a bit low there, but should be able to hang on. The blue team needs a team fight here to make sure they are able to contest this Kraken. Otherwise, the Kraken's gonna do her damage. Lance going dangerously low. Barrier on Vox keeps him alive, doing the damage here. Can he do enough damage to the Vein Crystal? That's the question. Only Tsuki left alive. She doesn't have that much damage. Can the Kraken finish this off? She might. Yes, indeed. We have an equalizer going on this series. Very close matchup. Very tense matchup on the end. Holy shit. Whew. That was some intense stuff. Like, they were really waiting for the end builds to do this matchup. Both teams really respecting each other a lot. But in the end, it was Vegetable Juice that managed to win the game. We are going for a game 3 right now. I'm gonna change to the lobby as I will wait for a re-engage. Re-invite. I'm gonna update the score here as well while I wait for the invite. It's 1-1, but the teams are the other way around. There we go. Should be ready now. Need to get invited back into the party. For game 3 of this series. Very intense matchup. Waiting for the invite. There we go. Game 3. I don't know if I can do this. I'm. Whew. That was some intense shit. Blanks will be back in a second. Okay, so I guess I have some second to drink my tea, get myself back together. And now we're going to the draft. Let's go! Game number 3 of this series. 1-1 so far, very close series so far. Great games to cast. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. We have a ban on Idris this time around. Not very usual on the 3 versus 3 meta ban system. But he is quite strong. Let's see who gets banned from the side of We Are One. They decided to ban the Anka. They don't want to deal with her, so I guess the Vox will be the one who will come out for Vegetable Juice. And maybe the Churn for We Are One. Try to decide between Arden and Churnwalker, I guess. I mean, if you give Churnwalker and Vox, that's gonna be very hard to deal with, because they have double the skills to distribute the pain on the team fights. So you're gonna need either a lot of burst damage or I don't know. I think they just made a little bit of a mistake there. Let's see how they round up the draft to counter that Vox Churnwalker composition. Fez, thinking about the Batiste. But this is good into Sky, so maybe they have a premonition that Dead Inside wants to play the Sky.
Swap heroes.
I think this draft was clearly won by Vegetable Juice. I don't know what We Are One are thinking. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think on the chat. Do you think We Are One has a good composition here? How are they going to be able to counter this? Maybe the aggression from Sky early on? I mean, Kinetic is a good pick for the the lane, but if she scales up well, she does a ton of damage when she's starter stepping with those stacks and stuff. But I mean, if the Churn has 2 chains on and Vox has the Resonance bounces on, they will all just be squishy like hell. So I don't really see how... Well, let's see. Let's see. Hope they manage to surprise me somehow. I honestly, I don't know how they're going to be able to win this. I don't see this composition working on the side of We Are One, but I'm hoping to be surprised. Always open to learn new stuff. iBang wants to have a sneaky steal once again. I love these sneaky steals with Arden. I also try them with Grace all the time. It doesn't seem to be having much luck though. He will be forced to rotate back up. Churnwalker also did a little bit of zoning there. Middle Treant going for the side of Kinetic. Sky dangerously low. I think she's going to go down. That's first blood. So things already going wrong for We Are One. I think they lost the draft and it seems like they're going... Okay, I have to ban another guy. That's fine. Block user. There you go. Enjoy. I mean, if you think I'm a shit caster, why are you watching the game? Go do something else. That's fine. I don't care. I don't know you, bro. You can go fuck yourself. First blood going for the side of Vegetable Juice, though. This Churnwalker getting a bit low, though. I think this guy is overextending, getting caught up on the Batiste's B. Forcing the flask out of Sky. Fez overextending here now, though. And he's going to pay for that. I mean, I'm not a pro caster, so if you're gonna talk shit, I'm just gonna ban you. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't have a reputation to upkeep. Zero fucks giving. I'm here to have fun and cast a good game. If people start talking shit, I just ban them. And if you all talk shit, I don't give a shit. I just end the stream and I don't stream again. So, I'm here for entertainment, not for getting shit. That's the bottom line. Let's take a look at builds real quick. Indeed, we have a CP Sky as it's supposed to be, I guess. Though I don't know how the hell she's gonna make it with that Batiste, against that Batiste. But we have to wait and see. So far, the advantage is on the side of the red team, though. They have 1k gold lead already, thanks to those little bit of throws from the overstaying of Batiste. Suki laying down the chains. Just farming. Nothing to see here. Not much happening so far. Waiting for the late game. Jungle has intensified. So see with a cheap shot there. Sky wants to make sure they have a nice engage. If they manage to put on the pressure on this Baptiste, they might have a good chance on the late game. Fez dangerously low, is forced to pop the flask. Will he go down or not? That is the question. It seems indeed he does. Elusive gets that kill. That will help him reach top level a bit faster. Or with some more items in his belt at least. Blanks is forced to hang back to clear this wave. Doesn't want to get those hits from the kinetic. Seems to already have the poison shiv doing those mortal wounds. Going dangerously low though, he might die here. But so is Arden. Force the fountain out of Arden for him to keep alive. Nice hold on side of Blanks. This Sky ending up helping take this turret down. And that's the first turret for the side of We Are One. $3K gold lead for the side of We Are One. I was not expecting this. I was expecting it the other way around. But it is what it is. Let's take a look at builds real quick. It seems indeed that we will have a hybrid build on Vox. Kinetic first item is the Serpent's Mask. And we have the Frostburn on Sky with that IDED with IDED inside with that Sky. I guess the next item will probably be the Dragon's Eye. Another rotation from the red team through the enemy jungle, but they don't see anything else collecting there. It was already taken. Both teams respecting each other a lot. This early game. Just farming. Just farming. Nothing happening. I'm farming. And use the minion candy for good measure. Might have a little bit of a jungle invade here. The Sky wants to keep the pressure on the Baptiste. Does manage to steal that healing tree ant, which will help increase the gold lead. Gold miner starting up. Don't think the blue team will be able to contest this. They're a bit weary. Only Churnwalker there. Don't think that will be enough. Nice pull, but not enough to get that gold miner. It goes to Kinetic. So another gold lead increased. A little bit boring game so far. But it's what it is. Early game, not much happening. Farming, rotating down. That first turret from the side of We Are One helps them rotate through the jungle, but they haven't been able to pick up that many jungle camps out of it. Batiste has been doing a decent job securing most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Those resonance bounces are gonna start hurting. Another rotation down, but Batiste already cleared these camps. 4k gold lead for We Are One though. Another gold miner going for the side of We Are One.
Immense gold payout collected.
Is Faz disconnected or is he just waiting? He's just waiting. I really thought Vegetable Juice would have a more impact early on. With the Churnwalker and the Batiste, they should be able to control this this early team fights a lot better. Churnwalker going dangerously low, forced to use the Trespass to get away. The snipe from Kinetic trying to finish him, but not quite enough damage in it. Guess you have to wait for Blanks to be on the late game and really have his build online to distribute that damage. Chain onto Dead inside, Chain onto Elusive, both getting pulled in. A nice Ordain there, but not really enough to finish stuff off. And now Itsuki is very low on health. He indeed dies. Not enough damage coming out from the side of Vegetable Juice to clear up these enemy team composition. And now Sky takes the opportunity to steal some back camps from Vegetable Juice. Vegetable Juice really set on a back foot here. Remember that the series is 1-on-1 so far. So whoever wins this goes on to the final of the tournament. Whoever loses will go to the losers bracket and try to make their way into a rematch later on. $7k gold lead for the red team. They're going for another gold miner. This will increase that gold lead a little bit more. Blue team doesn't even try to contest it. They are 2 behind. Death from above, zoning out. Yeah, it does seem We Are One is in full control of this game right now. Waiting for the Kraken to try to make bigger damage to these turrets. But Blanks should be finishing his build relatively soon as well. Recalls back home, is probably gonna buy something else. Let's take a look at builds real quick. Indeed, Fox doing the hybrid build. Batiste going just for the Spellfire and then some defensive itemization. Well, he does have the Clockwork, but he hasn't been that much in the team fights, and he seems to be too squishy to be able to stay in them. Elusive with a very sustained build with that Serpent's Mask and Breaking Point. And Oh, it's curious that Sky doesn't have Dragon's Eye. She has Spellfire instead, doing some mortal wounds. Curious. It seems to be working for them so far, so that's good. $30 until Kraken shows up. Forward barrage doing a little poke damage there onto Vox. Nothing major. Chain getting hit. Disengage. Just a little back and forth there. Some poking action going. It seems that the red team has a clear advantage in terms of poking. Now the Ordained does stun the Sky, but there's no follow-up on her. Vox was just stunned up by that death from above. Couldn't really do anything. And now Baptiste going dangerously low. Suki tries to help him out. Not much he can do though. Just laying down more chains, do those pulls. Trespass coming through. And a Gauntlet repositions the team fight. And now Baptiste very low. Kinetic holds on very well on her own. Sky wants a piece of this Vox. And does get him. Actually, Kinetic got the kill. Kinetic has so much sustain. She stayed most of that previous team fight just 1 versus 2 and she was full health. And now this will probably be the Kraken for the side of We Are One. I don't know what is happening, because I would assume that the composition of the blue team is much better than this, but they seem to be afraid of engaging, and now they are behind on gold so much they should be afraid of engaging. They should be turtling up. But this is surprising to me. This is surprising. I was expecting that Baptiste to be controlling the Sky a lot better. Instead they had an initial first play that worked well for them, but then they overstayed their welcome on their enemy jungle and they've been on the downside ever since. And now this Kinetic is so online that it's gonna be very hard to take her down. Death from above coming down. Forward barrage doing the poke damage. Look at all the damage done on Baptiste just with poke alone. Here comes the Gauntlet over the wall. Not really catching anyone though. Vox is inside the range. The Fountain gets popped, but not enough to keep Vox alive. I don't know why they didn't use the Crucible there. Reflex block on Baptiste trying to keep him alive, but Churnwalker is down and now Baptiste is 1 versus 3 and a Kraken. This is probably going to be game and the second game, or the third game of the series. The second game for We Are One. Good game, well played. I don't understand what happened there. I think that Vegetable Juice would have full capacity of winning that matchup if they played more aggressive early on. They became a bit scary after they lost that first team fight, and they just were on the back foot ever since, feeling the pressure from We Are One. So well played from those teams. Congratulations. We Are One will go into the final, or the semi-final actually. The other semi-final will be decided between Fugly Wugglies and whoever wins between Bad Intentions and the big group. So we will have to see who wins that matchup. The next game should be only on December 1st, unless the teams prefer to play earlier. Of course, there's always a possibility. Let me check if there's any game from the lower brackets that people would like me to stream. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream now. Hold on for a couple of minutes, guys. We will see. Yeah, I was showing the brackets, but I didn't have the screen on. So this is the game we just covered. We Are One versus Vegetable Juice. It's not updated yet, and the winner will play on December 12th, supposedly. Might be before, if they decide to do so. Against whoever wins between Bad Intentions and the big group, against Fugly Wugglies, who still left to play. So yeah, let's see if there's any other matchups to still be covered today. No, it's December 1st. This is a European date format, not American date format. Thanks for watching, Angs. Casting kind of entertaining being uncensored. Well, I did ban 2 guys. It wasn't completely uncensored. Oh, you mean uncensored that I can say fuck and shit and fuck you guys without caring? Well, I guess we don't have any games, so we will be raiding someone, I guess. Let's see who is online for us to raid right now. WB Green. Yeah, no, I guess we can... I guess WB Green is Max Green, right? I guess we can raid him. Has the most viewers already, though. So it will be... well, that we have Arena Legends as well. They're doing a final of another tournament. So I guess we could do that and raid their stream. This should be a competitive game as well. So let's raid that. Thank you guys for watching, though. We'll be back tomorrow and probably the day after that as well to check out the games from the losers bracket and hopefully the semi-final and the final sometime soon. So bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.